And welcome back to another episode of the Convoluted podcast. It's your host, Jesus, aka Tyrant Dominus, and I'm here with Liz.
Hey!
And if it's your first time listening or watching, you can always subscribe or follow. It's free, and you can always unsubscribe or unfollow. It's up to you. So, how have you been, Liz?
It's been busy. Survived Thanksgiving week in the ED. Dude, man, I've been super busy. Med Rex up the wazoo.
Damn. I can only imagine. It was, so for anyone listening, I hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving if you're in the States. And for the most part, yeah, I hope everyone was good because it sounds like I can only imagine how busy it got for you guys during Thanksgiving week with people coming in and out.
COVID, flu, RSV, heart attack, strokes. Our CT scan went down yesterday.
No tummy aches? Come on, no tummy aches?
Oh, there was a abdominal pain in there somewhere. I know there was a few. Maybe they didn't go to tell the one who sliced their hands off with a chainsaw or an axe.
Nice.
It's all good.
Nice.
It's all good. We hear that all the time, right?
That's normal. you gotta get your chainsaw hand cut off every once in a while. We're in the Pacific Northwest.
Moments. You got the psych patients. It's all good. I mean, it's a nice addition to my Thanksgiving. I was thankful that my pharmacist was nice enough to let me go home for an hour lunch. And I got to enjoy some Thanksgiving dinner with my family. I literally went down during a break, grabbed my ID, keys, stuffed them in my pockets, and then once it's time to clocked out, ran to the car and ran home. It was awesome in scrubs.
Hey, you gotta enjoy the little things in life these days, right?
Right.
Mostly in our environment. Okay.
And how have you been?
Yeah, for the most part, busy. Now that the holidays are over, it's calmed down a little bit. I recently actually watched an old film that I haven't finished it. I was like watching it while I was like kind of falling asleep. I wish I didn't do that. I don't know if did you ever hear of a film known as Fritz the Cat?
Maybe. It sounds vaguely familiar.
It's an old animated film from the 1970s. And it's very, very...
Didn't they redo that on Disney?
No. This is very vulgar, very... It's a film that I know I watched it younger, and rewatching it, like, I was not old enough to watch this film whatsoever. And, like, I was trying... When I was watching... Because I remember seeing this film... And I was like it sparked the memory, and I was like, I'll rewatch this. Rewatching it, like I was like, I'm gonna go to bed before work. I'll watch a movie, and I like, I'll bring this up. And I was watching, and I'm like, I'm starting to remember this movie, and like, I'm like, there's some interesting, like, remember this film's from the 1970s. It's animated. It has a lot of vulgarity. It has a lot of topics and interesting topics actually from that time of year, or those times of years. It's the 70s. And I wish I wasn't watching it while I was like tired and like going to bed. It's a film that I kind of want to finish watching properly, but like for sure, that a movie that a younger individual should be watching. It's pretty perverse. And I'm like,
I'll ask my mom about that one.
Yeah, like I think we might need to do a watch party because it's interesting because it has. Even for have some like very spicy scenes, there's some actual interesting points of the during those times, like race, how people view other people, the police, things like that, things that are still relevant to this day, sadly. And but yeah, it's interesting to watch, and it makes me think of my thoughts of doing like a retro rewatch for reaction cast. So I'm like, maybe this is this would be my first episode of retro rewatch. Just this one very, very odd and strange film. But yeah, anyways, that was kind of my weekend. So
nice. I'm about halfway through Wednesday on Netflix. I don't know if you've been catching any of those episodes.
I canceled my Netflix, so
You're missing out. That is an amazing show. But
I've heard good things.
Ursula's already finished it, and I told her she can't spoil it for me.
I've heard good things about it. I also heard it got canceled though.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, it's really, really good. I mean, I love Tim Burton's style. I really do. It's really in your face kind of thing.
And the fact that
is it directed by Tim Burton?
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday, Netflix.
Yes, Tim Burton is directing it. I don't care for Catherine Zeta-Jones. She doesn't seem like the Morticia that I expected. But she does it well. I still love Jenny Ortega, who plays Wednesday. She is amazing. I love it. I feel like that was a Christina Ricci mini-me, basically. Reduplicated in life. She was meant to play that role. So it was awesome. I love it. I don't know if you've seen Christina Ricci. Christina Ricci's actually in it too, which is awesome. Kind of brings it like a full spectrum, a full circle of things. So I love it because she's still playing a role.
It is.
You're looking so intensely.
I'm just looking throughout. Half the episodes are directed by Tim Burton. Interesting. Okay, so. I
mean, they're still good.
No, it's not that. It's just I want to see you because you never like you could. There's sometimes where when it comes to television series, like it can say it's directed by X, Y, or Z, and most of the times it's like 3 to 4 people, like each directing each episodes. And it seems like Tim Burton took half of the 8 or 4 out of 8. So it has more of his flavor compared to the other. I'm looking at this. 3 other directors, so it's more of his kind of direction, with everyone else kind of giving a little bit more input. But like I said, I don't have Netflix anymore, so this wasn't even on my radar. It's been showing up on my YouTube feed, like, oh, this is happening here, like, oh, but I just have so much on my plate as far as media that I just can't.
Yeah.
And then it's just another cost, it's just another cost.
Yeah, it's another cost, I know. I watch it I watch Netflix or Hulu during my lunch period half hour, excuse me. So I try and catch in like all my TV shows I want to watch. So I think I'll be downloading Amazon to catch up on The Boys.
There you go.
Hopefully I'll be covering it a little bit more, be secluded while I watch that shit.
Now, we gotta do that watch party again. We gotta finish that because you would really loved it. You would really love it because season 3 ended really well.
I know, that's what I heard from my brother. I'm like, damn, I only seen 4 episodes of the first one and I haven't seen it since then.
The thing is, like, I don't know how some people do it. I just can't, like, for shows and stuff, I have to watch it on a television. I can't do small screens. I can kind of do it on my tablet, but that's kind of pushing it. I have to have it on a screen, like a television screen. So
I know, but granted, I don't really have privacy and the small ones are
exactly
I have to do. Because of the vulgarity and the promiscuity.
We gotta set aside time instead of since we haven't been able to do movie weekends, we can just do television weekends. Like set aside 2-3 hours and just watch TV.
Oh yeah,
this can kind of give me an excuse to watch.
Coming up, I think.
So, but that's
with the holidays.
Yeah, after everything cools down, right? Too busy right now. Too busy. Maybe for 2023, right?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, or maybe sometime towards it. I mean, who knows?
We'll see. We'll plan. That's a nice side talk. But anyways, yeah. So we're gonna get into some of the stories. It's gonna be a shorter episode, but we're gonna have some very hot topics for sure. Some interesting discussions. But before we get into that, don't forget, everyone, join us on our Discord because you can join us on any other discussions, televisions, watch parties, because we're going to be doing those because we're going to be doing Fritz the Cat as on a watch party one of these weeks.
Hell yeah, I'll watch it with you.
For sure. And then what else? Oh, don't forget to pick up any merch at merch.tyrantdominus.com. To wear any of our comfort things because I got the Reaction Cats t-shirt. It's really comfy.
I'm wearing mine.
Wearing that is season 4 of the Convoluted podcast. Make sure you get them because we only release those, so you have to make sure you get them the year of or the year prior because we remove them. So merch.tyrantdominus.com for all that fun stuff. And I think that's about it. So
I think you got it all.
Sorry?
Yeah, I think you got it all.
Okay. So we're gonna jump into I'm gonna ask you, are you big into football or soccer, as they say in America?
No, I am not. I used to watch it when the father of my child was around, but after that, it's not my forte. I really don't watch sports in general. If they're on, I watch them, but not really.
So you haven't been keeping up with much of the FIFA stuff at all?
Actually, kind of a little bit. My pharmacist watches it on deck during the slow moments. So he has it in the background. So I'm like, I listen to a little bit.
But yeah.
I'll see a little bit because he goes, oh, and then he like shows me the replays, and I'm like, damn.
There has been some very interesting moments during the games for sure. I know at my workplace, there's Juan has been watching it, and then one of our other coworkers, a lot of people. There's talks. It's a big event. It happens every 4 years, right? And this year, it's being held in Qatar. If you would have asked me where Qatar is on the map a couple months ago or even a couple years ago, I would not know whatsoever.
I've heard of it. I've never actually pinpointed it on the map, so that's the sad part. I am like, but is it one of my interests of going to that city? Probably not.
I don't think you want to go at all.
No, I'm already a second-class citizen here in the States. Why would I go to somewhere where I get demoted to just shit?
I don't even think you're a person at that point. So no. We're not going to be talking about FIFA, but we're going to be talking about what's led up to some of the things happening during, before, and why can't I say before and after? Or before, during, and after. There we go. Those are the words I want to say. So before everything, it takes years. So it takes years for the location of where they're going to hold the FIFA tournament. And so I think if I'm remembering correctly, it was Qatar got chosen 10 years ago. So they had 10 years to prepare for the FIFA tournament that's happening this year of 2022. And during those 10 years, they were building, I think they built 7 stadiums. The thing we're going to be talking about first is all the alleged people that were basically used and then passed away during the construction of all of these infrastructures to get Qatar ready for FIFA. It is alleged at the moment that there are 6,500 people that have passed away for this event. So right now,
I feel like we did this when Brazil held it.
I think we started talking about it, but now more numbers are. And remember, these are just numbers that are being reported. There's probably more, because what ended up happening was, when people went to go to Qatar to find work and stuff, what would end up happening is basically people would get their passports stolen, so they were basically being used as slave labor and forced to work.
That shit.
Yes, phone.
Not a single fuck was given this day.
And
forgot one thing.
And look at that shit.
Exactly, phone. And basically, they were put in horrible living conditions. I think we talked about that there were people in a 2-bedroom room that fit 6 people and things like that. Just horrible conditions. And then just so many accident happenings. And right now it is estimated minimum 6,500 people. So there's the souls of 6,500 people probably buried under those stadiums as the games are happening right now. Go FIFA. Go FIFA. Do I have a noise? I don't have a cheers. Conspiracy. Yeah. There's so many people buried down there. But yeah, it is wild that what's being held right now is kind of like, how the Indian burial grounds. This is the migrant burial grounds.
I know, right? And then the watch gonna come and hunt all these people. I hope so.
They need something, man, because Qatar, right now, the games are happening, some crazy events or crazy things, but even right now, people, if you're watching any TikTok live, I had to go and find some TikTok because there's some people. So, like I said, Qatar is a very interesting place when you start looking into it. It hasn't it not being pressured from, I kind of want to say, Western culture. Basically, it's kind of staying to its roots, and and it's interesting kind of seeing from an outside perspective, right? So we actually have a flyer of a flyer that they handed out to all the guests because people are flying to Qatar for the FIFA tournament, right? And I
heard about Budweiser had presented.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that. Yeah, well, let's we'll talk about that, and then we'll go through the list, the flyer, everything. So yeah, Budweiser had. Here's the thing: Budweiser is now, I believe, suing FIFA because they had a contract because they were sponsoring FIFA, right? So we'll start with one of the first rule is no drinking alcohol. That's one of their things of their culture. They don't drink alcohol. So originally what was being said is that there was going to be certain locations that you can drink alcohol, which, like, okay, they're going to be respectful to the fans, and because you can't watch soccer without alcohol, to be
Oh yeah, that is true. I mean, like, seriously, that's why I was really like, I was laughing at it. I'm like, what? So now they're like giving it away to whoever wins or something like that? No?
Yes, apparently whoever the whatever country wins, they're gonna get a whole, like, pallets and pallets of Budweiser. Is it Budweiser or Bud Light?
I can't remember. I thought it was Coors, but I could be wrong. Maybe it is.
But, well, you know what? Let's not be. Let's see here. FIFA beer sponsor. There it is. Find out who it is. Budweiser.
It is Bud. Okay.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find.
It seems like a good cheap beer to be drinking.
Yeah. Qatar World Cup faces new edict. Hide the beer. Hide the beer. That's what people are doing because you have to they have to, because there's no way. You kind
of have to drink to this. It's a long game.
They're long games, and it's just a mainstay for soccer. But I can understand, like, it gets rowdy. Soccer games get rowdy, and that's putting it lightly. Saying rowdy is light. It gets wild, people. It gets wild, and yeah, it like. And from originally, what was apparently going to happen was there were going to be sections, areas where you're allowed to drink in these certain areas. Like, okay. But then last minute, they said, no alcohol whatsoever. And then what was coming out is actually there were certain certain top echelon people that could drink alcohol, but you had to pay, like, out the wazoo for it. So, like, if you're rich, you can fucking drink. So... It sounds like people have found, like, the black market of beer to watch these games.
No kidding. It's the prohibition era again.
So, yeah. But yeah, let's kind of... So, like I said, a lot of people are going to these to the game. People from around the world to support their country's team, right? So what they were doing was they were handing out a flyer to say, Qatar welcomes you. Reflect your respect... I like this, what they said. Reflect your respect to the religion and culture of Qatar people by avoiding these behaviors. These are the behaviors to kind of to basically not to avoid doing while you're in Qatar. So we're gonna go from, like, left to right and then go. Number 1, we talked about already. Do not drink alcohol. Number 2, don't be gay. Number 3,
even though these people coming from other countries allow this shit.
Number 3, no immodesty. You can't show those.
You have to be more specific. You got to be specific.
You can't show those ankles. You can't show those ankles. Okay.
You can't show those wrists, so it's gonna be too sexy.
Exactly. You can't.
That's so sexy, honey.
No profanity. Now, I have something for this one too. Right. No profanity. Number respect places of worship. So do respect places of worship. No loud music and sounds. So basically, don't be loud.
How can you not do that at a soccer game? I've heard some of that soccer game. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You're not right at all.
No dating and no taking pictures of people without their permission.
I seem to recall this guy was trying to take a film. He was one of the news reporters, and he was trying to take a picture, and they kept shutting the camera down on him. It was really crazy.
Bruh.
So
yeah, it's crazy. There's been a couple. I believe Ecuador and Mexico are getting fined because of their crowd. So basically, their fines have been shouting profanity and stuff during games, and their teams are getting fined. So, but yeah, I like it. You know what? It's interesting. These are the things that are Qatar is putting out to basically, to everyone hey, don't drink alcohol, don't be gay, don't be modest, don't be vulgar, respect our culture.
it's fine. I have no disrespect to their culture. It's the rest of the world that has to, been like this forever. So to rearrange to say, hey, this is how you're gonna act in our country, but it's a game. They're gonna act for how they want to do with their home games, their game for the team. So I just find that so funny, bizarre.
No, it's interesting. FIFA, even because there's a lot. FIFA's kind of shutting down a lot of things because a lot of teams are going to protest some of the things. They were gonna be. I believe it was England, USA, France. There's one or two other teams that were gonna wear rainbow bands in support, but FIFA said nope, do not do that, or you're gonna get fined. So, yeah. But overall, FIFA's a pretty already corrupt company or organization, so you gotta pay them off. You gotta pay them off. So I don't blame them. If you're gonna pay out a good amount of money, so why not?
Because no kidding.
Because you gotta do what you gotta do to kind of respect Qatar.
Yeah.
Let me look at this. Give me a second.
There is that one political protest flare up in Qatar despite FIFA. Did you see that one?
Holy shit. You know what?
What?
I'm looking how... Okay, so you know what Qatar's main export is, right?
No, I don't.
It's oil.
Ah!
You know what?
Ah.
You know what? Fuck alcohol, fuck gay people. Qatar, you're good. You're good.
I need that oil.
Yeah, $9 billion in oil. Yeah, what? I don't care. Don't swear around me. Fuck. I'm fine.
He drops the F-bomb.
Hey, you know what? How much do we get from that oil? Fuck yeah. Okay. Oh no. Yeah, no. Don't drink around. Do I see ankle over there? Put that away. But how much oil do we get from them? Yeah, I think I'm fine. Qatar's good.
Yeah, no, my word.
At the end of the day,
right,
money buys people.
Sad news?
Money buys people. Yeah. Yes, time to jump into some sadder news. This has happened a little early. Sadly, this happened just after our last recording around the time, so we didn't get to kind of talk about it. And there's a lot to this. Let me see here. Let me up that one. And there's some development and some craziness to it. How about that? So at this point, everyone's heard about the Colorado Springs shooting at Club Q. Is it Club Q? I'm trying to remember.
That's Club Q.
Club Q. And luckily, but sadly, 5 people passed away when there was an event, an all ages drag show that was happening. If I'm looking at this right, it was hosting a kind of a a charity to raise money for a charity, and it was just an all ages event to go and raise charity, go to a drag show, and then one individual ended up just going. I believe it was a young man in 22 went and shot up the place and killed 5 people. Fortunately, there was 17. Wow. Fortunately, there were 2 individuals. One main dude, a former veteran, was able to jump on him before any more people have fallen.
I thought there was 2 people that was involved, but I could be wrong.
There was 2 people, but there was one main dude, like one guy who like jumped on him. There was an assistant, I would say, but yeah. So, what was your thoughts? I know when you.
I thought that was really sad. Just as we were coming up to Thanksgiving and this happened, and it breaks my heart because we should be, all about equality and acceptance and just let people do them. We don't bother them. They don't bother us. Yada kind of thing. But this is a community that's still facing a lot of hate to this day. I mean, if you think about what you're talking about in the 70s from your film, this really correlates to this too, because it's still a subject that was still talked about, how, the LGBTQ community still has a lot of hate, and we should be on that now. We should be accepting and just moving on. They should have, I want to say, this person didn't have to be involved, and I don't know. I am just disgusted. So,
true.
How about you?
It is kind of more disheartening because it is around the holiday time, because a lot of people are not going to be celebrating with their families this year. I couldn't find the video clip of the guy who stopped the assailant. He even, most people would say he should be proud. He didn't feel proud. He was saddened because that should never have happened. He said,
I agree. It shouldn't have happened. I mean, go ahead.
No, you're good. You can go.
No, it's just really sad. It's like, I don't know. It makes me crestfallen for the feelings I'm feeling right now. Just like, that shouldn't have happened. We should be able to enjoy this. I mean, there was kids of all ages there. So like the fact that he opened fire on such a young community too, which scars them. I hate that.
You know what? Okay, so now continuing on. You know what I love about the aftermath of this is how people try to string it on. Because once again, the online media now try to twist this and to why we should have these groomers be basically like victimized. Like it's this story once again. I see that face you're putting. Like
you know what I feel about that.
Hey, that's the story that's being spun at the moment. Like, why were they having an all-day event? Because they were just trying to groom kids.
No. No. It's not grooming. It's called, this is natural. This happens people's within their biological systems, their hormones, everything. I mean, some people express more estrogen and some people express more testosterone, and what they feel like in their bodies, that's what they feel. I mean, that's not grooming. Allowing acceptance. If we have that train of thought where it's grooming, then you're really twisting the world and twisting people's thoughts. That is fucked up. So, no. I exposed my daughter to our side of the family that is gay, homosexuals, whatever, LGBTQ. I'd have no problem with it because at least she's aware of that community. It does exist. And she is leaning towards that community. So that is going to be her support. I mean, I can give her all my support as I much, but my daughter's already expressing this, and she hasn't only been around him a handful of times, not even enough to be exposed, to be groomed, to be that way. No, bullshit.
But sadly, the opinion of the people are always on the side of the twisted, and that's how the story is currently being spun. is events like this. And you know what I found ironic is that this was being held on the day of what was it, LGBT Remembrance Day, if I remember right. Kind of remember the shooting that happened a year ago. The big one down.
I thought it was out day too. I thought it was can't remember what it was. I know,
but
it's gonna bother me though.
But anyways, yeah, it was like LGBT Remembrance or something, and like, oh my god, like really, and it's everyone's just twisting this narrative again of basically gay people being these groomers and things like that. Oh yeah, okay, we got a video for everyone to listen because they did an interview with his father, and I found it amazing. Did you get to watch the video, or you want to watch it properly so I can get your reaction?
We'll watch it together. Can we do that?
Okay. Second people. Okay. So, can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the father of the son who basically shot up the place, and this is an interview they had with him, and I find it very fantastic and makes perfect sense to what happened. All right, let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
All right, here we go.
Was there any history of mental illness with him, or when's the last time you saw him?
My son, I hadn't seen him for years. I thought he committed suicide. His mother told me that he. I'll give you a history. I was a porn star. Okay, I became a porno star in 2002, and I combined that with a mixed martial arts career. And my ex was finished. She took off with my son. I hadn't seen him for years. Little did I did see my son. I tried to give him, a father figure or whatever. I didn't know where his lower whereabouts were. I found out recently that he did not kill himself in 2016. That he was alive and well. And he lives in Colorado.
Yeah. Why did you think he had killed himself?
His mother told me this. She said that he killed himself because of I'm an embarrassment to him. My son is I loved him so much. I didn't want to lose. Be around. I wanted to be around my son and be there for him. I have a daughter the same way I had my son. I never see my kids. I never, but I want to be in his life. He's been accused of doing some crazy thing. I don't know what he's been accused of.
Okay, so he doesn't know what he's accused of yet, but yeah, apparently he wasn't in it. Apparently he wasn't in his life. Apparently he's an ex-porn star, an MMA fighter. What a repertoire.
He seems like he's had a few hits to the head, too many. I'm surprised he was able to perform. Just saying, if he was an MMA,
yeah. So yeah, okay. So let's okay. So he doesn't know what his son did. So he's about to find out what his son did.
I can't get answers from the attorneys really, but they're saying that somebody's it's involving a gay bar or some shit. I don't know. I don't know what the heck he did at a gay bar. I don't know what's going on.
Well, he's accused of going on a mass shooting at a gay bar and killing 5 people.
Colorado.
Okay, well, that's shit. If he's accused of doing that, I'm glad he's not gay.
He's glad he's not gay. He's glad his son's not gay. That's what he's happy about.
He takes away from that. Oh my God.
He's accused of going on a mass shooting at a gay bar and killing 5 people.
Colorado.
Okay, well, that's shit. If he's accused of doing that, I'm glad he's not gay. I say that, but I'm glad he's not gay.
When was the last time you saw him?
Shit, it was. I saw him. I made efforts to see him, but I think I see him in 2011.
2011.
Yeah.
It's been quite some time.
It's 2011. Yeah.
Was he living in San Diego at the time?
He was in Carlsbad at the time. He came back from Colorado. They were here. I had a little bit of a relationship with him. He was 10 years old. I was holding mitts for him. Showing him how to be. I wanted to be a professional fighter like me. I wanted to be a fighter, and I don't know how much he takes after me, or whatever. But I said, my son. What the hell? I didn't expect to hear this kind of stuff.
He's a big kid.
Yeah, he's taller than me. He's like 6'7". He's a big guy, He's 6'7", like almost 300 pounds.
So you said you've been trying to reach him now?
No, he reached me. He reached out to me.
Okay, and said what?
my son is just say, hey, Dad, I want to talk to you, man. I want to see you. I'm like, well, I was happy to hear he wanted to see me. He wanted me to come out to Colorado. And I was like, sure, I don't have the... I can't just get out to Colorado like right now. And he wanted to then right there.
Okay, this interview is too long. I gotta find the...
He was just happy to see me, or he wanted to call some people that I knew. I was like, what the hell? I'm talking about a grown-up here. My son. I love him. I
Did he tell you he had been in trouble with the law last year?
Basically, if I can find it, let's see, did someone clip everything?
Had another one there.
There's a couple, but there's a part where he actually says to the interviewer that he taught his son that excessive violence is the way to go because that's how you get the best results. And yeah.
I thought it was something about coming out day or something, or Pride Day or something.
It's trans
right
now. Trans Awareness Month. That's why.
So yeah, so that's the father of the shooter. You can kind of put 1 and 2 together to get 3. Yeah, it's sad that this situation happened, and but you can kind of see where it happened. I love the father. Like that's kind of his takeaway from the whole situation.
He didn't murder anybody. I'm just glad he's gay. He murdered some people. Oh shit.
I'm just glad he's not gay. Yeah. Yeah, I'm good.
Too many blows to the head. Way too much testosterone blow up.
So apparently he is now using people. Now he's having the court use the word to like the pronouns they them in the courtyard to identify to kind of get away from the hate crimes during his court hearings right now.
Oh really?
Yeah, I'm like he wants the pronouns.
Fucked up, fucked up. I don't care.
Use my proper pronouns, okay? Do not.
Heck no. You don't deserve it after doing that shit. Yeah. That doesn't look like a hate crime at all whatsoever, what you just shot up to people.
So yeah, it's crazy. Like that sadly this happens a lot more than it should. Mostly around the holiday time. And boy, but we got a nice clip from the father for sure.
Hell yeah!
Oh god, I'm glad he's not gay. He'll fit in Qatar right well.
I know, right?
All right, let's jump into our next story. Sadly, we're gonna continue with the violence because
there seems to be a lot of violence around Thanksgiving. I don't know if you saw any other articles besides these major ones. I mean, there was like mass killings, families
everywhere.
Killing each other. I am just like appalled how much is in your face.
It is very disappointing and disheartening with all this, right? It just, I don't know. Maybe it's just this time of year and things like that. It hits people differently for sure because it is supposed to be a time to kind of be thankful, but sometimes there's nothing to be thankful about, and then you just kind of snap, right? And that's when people get too dirty. But well, you know what I was thankful for? I actually told my boss thank you for being my boss. Because recently at a Virginia Walmart, a store manager shot up their employees in the break room. There were 6 victims killed, and sadly, one of them was a young 16-year-old boy, probably doing his first job. Once again, another horrible shooting done by apparently one of the.
They had no meeting. I mean, there is a death note now, but the fact that he purchases that morning.
Oh yeah. So yeah.
And shoots up his own coworkers, like in a break room, like they're just chilling. They've had their, their 15 minutes or their lunch or whatever. Just fucked up. on so many levels.
It is crazy. Like I said, I thanked my boss. Like, hey, I'm glad you're my boss. Half joking, half real. Because you just never know. You just never know when people are gonna snap. I've known some coworkers throughout the time. For sure, there's been some weird ones, but they were like for the most part nice. But there were some coworkers throughout the years that you'll see that are like, oh, you gotta. They're ready. They're ready to just boom, go.
Yeah, same. No kidding. No kidding. There are some people I still think about that today. I go look. Oh God, I'm surprised they haven't exploded now.
So yeah. So what ended up happening at this Virginia Walmart was one evening, one of the coworkers, I believe it was the closing manager at the time. I like how they say store manager. It wasn't like the main store manager. So that specific store manager was getting a lot of heat. So I'm like, ugh. The articles have to really be careful when they specify. But apparently one of the closing managers, and just kind of had it. But yeah, and apparently he, like you said, he purchased the gun the day of the shooting, that same day. Did you get to see what it was about? Like what the reason was?
He felt, I want to say not targeted, but like, I know I read it. My brain's just kind of
okay. I pulled it up. I pulled it up.
Way too much going on.
I can read it.
I remember reading it. I just don't remember.
I'll read it. So this is the Death Note, everyone. So let me just.
Bruh.
Okay. Sorry, God, I failed you. This was not your fault, but my own. I failed to listen to the groans of the Holy Spirit, which made me poor representation of you. Holy shit, what evangelist level garbage is this? Like that's, oh God, I did not realize it was going to be this level of, okay, I'm sorry.
I read a different alternate to that one, but that's interesting.
I was harassed by idiots with low intelligence and a lack of wisdom. I remained strong through most of the torment. My dignity was completely taken away beyond repair by my phone getting hacked. Really? Okay. I can't say they were the only ones that lacked intelligence and wisdom. I was just as guilty and failed my management team and everyone that ever loved me by convincing them that I was normal. Interesting. Blank and the associate, that might be Walmart or something. I don't know. It's crossed out. The associates ostracized. Wait, am I reading that right? Associates.
Ostracized.
Yeah, I am reading that right. I don't know why.
Ostracized.
If they laughed and made subtle code speeches, which I eventually figured out. I thought Blank was my friend. Ooh, okay, interesting. But he betrayed me. Betrayal is one of the worst feelings next to regret. Oh, okay. Some shit was happening at this place. They laughed at me and said that I was like Jeffrey Dahmer, and I would have never killed anyone that entered my home. Wait, is that right? I would never a few months back, I have overheard Blank talking to Blank, and he told me that he had been trying to get rid of me since day one. After I heard that, I lashed out. Ooh, people were trying to get rid of him. Damn, some people just didn't like working with this individual, apparently. The associates gave me an evil, twisted grin and mocked me and celebrated my downfall the last day. That's when they suffered the same fate as me. What? Oh, Blank from the maintenance was in. Why can't I read that? In me? Why can't I read?
I'm still trying to find a newer note at it. So.
Oh, you know where the note is?
Oh.
Okay, go to that article to the Walmart shooting left death note. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, go down. Scroll down. Did you find it?
Oh, I didn't. I was trying to look for it, but I can't see it.
Bing's death note, and there's like a note is hyperlinked. Scroll down.
Oh, there. Okay.
Yeah.
It's in Twitter, huh?
Yeah, it's a Twitter one. The Holy Spirit, which I could feel. People thought that she was crazy for walking out, but unlike me, she was actually listening to the Holy Spirit. Like blank and blank knew they were antagonizing me. So one day she approached me in personnel and apologized to me. On her last day, she looked at me in the eyes, terrified by a
demonic aura.
Demonic aura. Oh my god, this person was crazy.
No kidding.
Do you want to read the rest?
My true intent was never to murder anyone, believe it or not. I was actually one of the most loving people in the world, if you would get to know me. I just wanted a wife that was equally yoked as I and obsessed over the thought. However, I didn't deserve a wife. I hope that people will learn from everyone's mistakes and truly love God and not the material possessions of the world. My only wish would have been to start over from scratch and that my parents would have paid closer attention to my social deficits. Sorry, everyone, but I did not plan this. I promise things just fell in place like I was led by the Satan. I've written songs in the past, though. I only did it when I realized that my phone was being hacked. It was giving the worst feeling imaginable. I wish I could have saved everyone from myself. I will spare a blank before I have a special place for her in my heart because my mother died from cancer. Please blank let everyone know that the bitter seed apricots are the cure for cancer and not the doctor. My God, forgive me for what I'm going to do.
Ooh, man, this person was unhinged beyond. Yeah. My God. That was his death note. Fucking shit, man. It's crazy.
I just that's crazy. It is really crazy. That is like to read that kind of shit is wow.
Because
I didn't get to read the whole note. I got to read like clips of it, but not all the whole thing. The fact that I got to see it now.
Yeah. Reading the whole thing. Yeah.
Wow.
So what are your thoughts?
He definitely had some sort of underlying mental illness for sure.
He was for sure. He was socially inept. I would say. Yeah. So that's the best way we can put it. Yeah. He just wasn't. And that's the sad part. And for anyone listening, it's hard for individuals to kind of be included in groups. In like for myself, I've always said I'm like pretty content being alone, but people just can't be alone their entire life. They're humans are social creatures. For as much as like if I can be alone, I'll be alone. But like you have to have that level of social interaction to kind of just keep going little by little. Like even if this podcast is the little social interaction you get, it's still something than being like isolated with your own thoughts. But what's worse is when you feel this. What this person felt was this like demonic like feeling of hatred from his coworkers, his other level of basically social interaction. And that can really twist a person. Like having to go to work and feeling like people are out to get you, that is crazy. Like who would want to go to work?
I know. It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. I mean, crazy shit. I mean, what do you do with that situation? I just, the fact that he felt that way, sad. The fact that he couldn't understand, I guess, normal social, like, teasing. We all tease each other. I mean, I've teased you, like, probably four times, more than I can count for. And I mean, I've been teased too. Like, just get over it. I just laugh it off and play it on to another thing, you know? It's, or I continue the story, because sometimes I like to keep rolling the ball.
Are you out of your mind?
So, yeah.
But yeah, it's, I don't know. It's just, I know some people just can't, some people just can't click. That's true a lot of the times. Like, and it just, to take it to a godly level, apparently, my God, that's just another, I feel like it's an excuse I believe this guy like unalived himself, correct? If I'm remembering
He
right.
did.
Yeah, he unalived
He
himself.
did unalive himself too.
Yeah, so
I guess there's two more people still in the hospital. So with one's in critical and the other one's in moderate condition. So
I'm
what's the
like,
other one? Yeah.
God, saddening just to see this happening in this day and age, and so
happening? I
easily,
mean-
so easily accessible.
I know.
And like I said, we're not a political podcast. We are just talking about stories and the crazy shit that's happening and the things that are behind it. And we do our best to find the information because, yeah, like this individual just very unwell and just very isolated with his own world and his own fantasy. And it feels like he just felt like the world was against him. And a lot of times we feel that way. You know, we feel that way every once in a while. And we can, for the most part, we can dig ourselves out of that weird hole because it's usually not that deep, right? But sometimes that hole just gets deeper and deeper and deeper when you can't see the light anymore on top. And you just have to just like bad thing, basically.
Bruh.
And you know, you get hit with that
Emotional damage.
So I don't know. There's not much more to say. You know, for all these
My
events,
thoughts and prayers are out to the families that have been affected by all these shootings, and
because that's really all. Sadly, that's all we can do, or just bring awareness to it as well. Our thoughts and prayers to the families, because once again, these are another set of families that have lost a chance to be with their loved ones for this day and age, for the Thanksgiving and
Christmas too.
Christmas
coming up,
too,
'cause I
coming
feel
up.
like they're gonna blink, and it's gonna be here before you know it.
Oh God, I cannot think about it. My God, there's still so much to do. But
I'm
yes,
getting my Christmas tree. Ursula's done with Christmas shopping. We're good. I am set. I don't have to worry about anything else right now.
exactly, people. If you guys want to have a Christmas gift and let's support the show and let the people know that you watch this show, don't forget to go to merch.tyrant.com to get yourself some t-shirts, pants, leggings, sweatshirts. Because you know it supports us, and you can show the people that you are listening and let them know how cool of a person you are by repping our merch. But yeah, everyone, any final thoughts, Liz?
Are we gonna do our last story?
Oh, do you want to do it? I was just looking at the time, just so I didn't want to.
Yeah, I can feel like we can get this started too.
Yeah. So
this just broke open today.
To continue
this
on.
actually posted 4 hours ago. 1 dead, 5 injured in shooting near Atlanta Mall. A shooting near a mall on Saturday evening in Atlanta, Georgia, has left 1 person dead and 5 others injured, according to the Atlanta Police Department. The shooting occurred after a group was escorted off the Atlantic Station property. Police Lieutenant Jermaine Dearlove, damn, I love that name, said Saturday night, the group then moved to the 17th Street Bridge in Atlanta, where a dispute occurred that escalated to gunfire. 1 male was deceased on the scene of the Saturday night, and 5 other victims were transported to the area hospitals. The group was moved from the Atlantic Station property for unruly behavior and curfew violations, Dearlove said. Homicide investigators were on the scene on Saturday evening to investigate the scene and to establish leads on the case and also suspect information, Dearlove said. The victims were all believed to be between the ages of 15 and 21.
Damn. So, kind of summarize it for the most part. So,
at 3 p.m. Oh, go ahead. Do you want to do it?
No, you can do it.
A 3 p.m. curfew was implemented for Atlantic Station in January, per the Atlantic Journal-Constitution, which requires youth under the age of 18 to be accompanied by a parent or guardian. No individuals under 21 are permitted on the property after 9 p.m. per Atlantic Station. Saturday's shooting comes from a spat of shootings at Atlantic Station over the last several months, per Atlantic Journal-Constitution.
Ooh, there's been multiple shootings apparently, and this is just another one that's happened recently. That sucks. Once again, just
developing. It's still fresh, y'all.
It's fresh, new. Just some kids. Sadly, it's one of those things. Kids breaking curfew and just being kids, and they were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Because it's still developing. There's not too much concrete, but it's just I don't know. It's just not safe to be out, depending on where you live. Like you would think going to the mall with your friends would be like, yeah, let's do this. Remember back then? But
that was always fun.
But now you have to wear a bulletproof vest, apparently. Like I
know, right? I feel like I have to wear one going to work sometimes. It seems like all the craziness happening.
At this point, right? It should be the workplace. At this point, our workplaces should like give us the bulletproof vest as a like part of your what is it, PPE? What does PPE stand for? I forget now. So many times I've heard it now.
Oh my god, I should know this too, because I have to use PPE for my certain thing. Proper.
We'll just call it proper protection equipment at this point, right?
Yes, that's it.
Oh, it is? Oh, cool.
Protection equipment. Yeah.
Oh shit! I guessed that. So, but at this point, add bulletproof vest to that personal.
I know, right?
Like all right, I'm safe now. I can go to work. I can be at work safely.
I need a helmet for mine. Because my head is my, because even
the brain, protect the brain.
This stuff can cover my brain, protect my brain.
That should be part of our PPE at this point. Oh my god, the way the world is at the moment. Companies should start providing the bulletproof vests, helmets as PPE to all employees. Let us know down in the comments if your employment needs to provide you with helmets and bulletproof vests for your for your work, because apparently we need it, and because this world is getting fucking crazy, and you just know. So yes, everyone, be nice to your employees, because you never know. Okay, you never know. So,
I know, we don't want any snap cases.
So be nice to everyone. Be nice to yourself. Reach out, listen, because if there's no one else out there for you, we are here for you, listening, or other way around, listening to us.
Discord, we'll be right there with you.
Exactly. We're like people. We're both individuals stuck in a hole. Join us in our hole at this point. I know. We should make that. We should make that
a hole bigger. We don't actually go deeper. It just gets bigger.
Just make it wider. Yeah, you're right. We should just make a wide hole. We should make that a shirt. We should make that into a hole. We should make a shirt like that. Make the hole wider. Anyways, everyone, thank you for listening.
That sounds so wrong.
It's how it is. All right, everyone. Thank you again for listening. Liz, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, everyone.
And my daughter. Apparently, she's waving in the back.
You cannot see her. But so, everyone, until next time, see ya.
Bye.